If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. My name is Naomi, and I'm here to talk about all things Houston. So, I got a lot of notes for y'all, so I don't want to waste any time, but I am originally from Jersey, and I've been living in Houston for 5.5 years now. And I moved summer of 2020. So, yeah, lots of learnings, and I was able to adapt to the city because it's completely different from the Northeast. But a lot of people are moving out here, so I just wanted to share what I have experienced, and or just let you know about the city if you're considering moving out here. So let's see. I'm going to start off with the Houston basics. This city is not walkable. Don't think you're going to be coming out here and taking a train, taking the subway, taking the bus. I mean, there's metro out here, but this city you need a car. You need a car. There's barely any sidewalks out here, so that goes to show it's not a walkable city. People be walking on highways. I don't know about that, but I wouldn't recommend that. But it's not a walkable city, so just know that. It's a very huge city. It could take an hour to get from Houston to Houston, and so it's a really, really large city. So just take that into consideration, especially figuring out what side of town you want to live on. So this city is definitely built on highways, freeways. Like, I'm not used to that. So it's like a lot of lanes, a lot of one highway will turn into another highway. If you miss your exit, good luck. But yeah, it's definitely a highway city. I take the local roads. They call it feeder roads, but I don't get on the highways out here because people drive crazy and drive fast and So just know that it's a lot of driving out here. It's a lot of driving. And then United Airlines is the hub for IAH. That's one of the airports out here. There are 2 airports, which is Hobby and Bush. And for there to be 2 airports out here, and for this to be a really major city, I just don't understand the airports, because they go nowhere. You have 2 airports and they go nowhere. So I live 50 minutes from both, so it's a bit of a commute. And I would say I fly out of Bush more, but that's because I kind of fly with Delta and United more. But like I said, it's a lot of airports and they go nowhere. So if you want to go to Europe, you're going to have to make a stop in Paris, Amsterdam, one of the cities in Europe, or you're going to have to stop in Jersey. So it just feels weird because I'm going to have to fly to Jersey just to go to Europe if I wanted to. Or if I want to go to the islands, I got to stop in Miami. And it's a 45-minute layover. That's just, I'm trying to miss my flight if I basically booked that. So I know a lot of the countries, I would say for the Caribbean, there's direct flight to Jamaica and Cayman Islands and Dominican Republic. I want to say, I'm trying to think of what else. But definitely not St. Lucia, St. Martin, those islands that are further. And then when it comes to Europe, it goes to Paris. From my understanding, starting in May, there will be flights to Rome. There's also flights to London, Amsterdam, but there's no flights to Italy. Well, as of now, but in May there should be. There's no direct flights to Spain and Portugal. So keep that into consideration. So that's the basics on that. So just be mindful if you are a traveler or you like to travel. When it comes to Houston, you kind of live. You got to kind of live by the airport. And just know that there are other airports that are better than Houston. So if you're coming from a place where you can get direct flights to anywhere, that's not what it's going to be here. I'm coming from a hometown where like the airport was just 5 minutes away. So yeah, just be mindful about that. And the airports, I think this is like the 11th most expensive airport. So prices ain't cheap. So just keep that into consideration. And like, you're in the middle of the country, so it's just like, you know, it's closer to West Coast, obviously, but if you're trying to go to Europe, it's a little bit obviously further. Okay, so when it comes to the transportation and driving reality out here, like I said, it could take an hour to get to the other side of Houston. So also, traffic lights go out often out here. It's like every man for themselves. I don't understand. I never see no police helping with traffic or anything. It's just like you on your own. Car insurance is expensive out here, and long commutes are normal. So it takes me about I guess if there's no traffic, 45 minutes, but like in the morning, I would say it takes like roughly 50 minutes, but then like getting off work, it takes over an hour, like an hour 15 to get back home. So just be mindful of like commutes are long out here. Traffic ain't no joke. All right, so I call it the 3 H's. It's going to be for highway, hurricane, and heat. I came up with that before even moving out here. I was just like doing my research, and it's just, you know, it's really hot out here. Sorry if you hear dogs barking. I don't know why they just won't, they keep barking all day. It's hot and humid out here for most of the year. I would say January and February is really cold out here. Yeah, it gets to the 30s and 40s, so be mindful, wear a coat, but it does get cold out here. And Houston, the weather is bipolar. It could be cold in the morning, then hot, then raining. So you just got to be prepared. Have an umbrella in your car, have some rain boots, have a jacket, have everything in your car. Speaking of umbrellas, it rains a lot out here. I don't know. I would say there's certain parts of Houston that rain more than others, because it could be raining on my side of town and then not be raining downtown. So it's just the weather, you know, the weather's unpredictable. And hurricanes are a real possibility out here. So just keep that in mind. When it comes to hurricanes, or just in general, what I noticed about here is that the lights go out for just like any little thing. It'd just be like whoosh, little wind, like power's out. I'm like, really? It's always something. So just know that the power ain't really that, the grid, whatever, is not really the best out here when it comes to electricity, because anything will just like make the electricity go out. So when it comes to a hurricane checklist, I would definitely say put gas in your car, have a camping stove or grill, you know, have non-perishable items like food, bottled water, plywood to cover windows, flood insurance, flashlight and batteries, and portable phone charger, to name a few. So the environment out here, like I said, is like, you know, it's humid. So that equals bugs come with the territory. So to me, I just feel like this city is so buggy. I mean, Lord, I never seen so many bugs in my life. Especially this thing called, I never knew what these were until I moved out here. They're called June bugs, I guess May beetles. They come out for a couple of months each year, and I just hate them. Ugh, they're just nasty. They just be like, it just be like a bunch just on the floor, and it's like I just be screaming trying to go up the stairs. But just know that this city is buggy. So, okay, so the cost of living. So because like a lot of people are moving out here, the cost has gone up a lot. Because I remember, back in like, I don't know, the 2010s, like you can get like the best apartment for $800. So just know that, rent may look cheap at first, but everything adds up. So when you add, electricity and like coming from Jersey, I didn't really pay that much for electricity. Of course, it was high during the summer, but out here, like the low be like 100 and like summer it'd be like 300. I'm like, I can imagine what someone's electricity is in a house. Water, amenities, valet trash. They be charging you for everything, like everything. They charge you for everything. Pest control, like it's just like if you decide to do covered parking, renter's insurance, it just adds up. So just because it might be cheap, it's gonna add up when they add everything together. So just know that. A lot of the apartments out here use electric stoves, so just be mindful. I only have used gas stoves my entire life, so that was like a little bit of like like I gotta switch to electric stove. So yeah, just know that. And yeah, prices are going up. So when it comes to the safety and realities here, just be aware of your surroundings anywhere you are. Because I'm like, you will go to the bank and someone will follow you. I'm not trying to scare you, but like it's just a lot of crime out here. A lot of crime. They will break into your car, especially like anywhere in Houston. But I know like in Midtown, like certain like areas, it's more prevalent, but they will break your car in any part of Houston, and they will take your tires. They will take everything. It's not funny, but yeah, they will take anything. Road rage out here is no joke. So like, don't be coming out here thinking you're gonna give somebody the middle finger or be honking. People crazy out here, and people carry, what. So you just have to be careful. Yeah, it's. I don't even watch news out here because I don't want to see what's going on. It's a lot. So just be mindful where you park. There's a lot of people who drive the wrong way. So just try to stay on the right side if you can. A lot of wrong way accidents. That's why insurance is high out here, because there's a lot of accidents. And yeah, people just drive crazy. So, and then people don't have insurance. Like some people don't have insurance out here. So that's another thing. So yeah. So just be mindful. As far as where to live, inside or out the loop, I'll try to insert a map so you can see what I mean by the loop. So if you like live outside of the loop, like you're pretty far away. So obviously if you're inside the loop, you have a shorter commute. And if you live outside the loop, you're going to get more space. You're gonna get more space, but a longer drive, like a longer commute drive. And those cities consist of like Spring, what else? Like Katy, Cypress. I would say if you want to live in like a high rise or mid rise, and you want like that social life, then you gotta live in the loop. Like you gotta live like in River Oaks, Montrose, the Heights, those areas. And if you want more suburban, you gotta like go out to like Rocharon and like, I'm trying to think of other cities, Katy, Fulshire. Like you gotta go way out. So yes, and when it comes to the school districts, if you do have children, that to me is a little concerning, because I'm like, I don't know about the schools out here, but I would say from what I know, like the top school districts are Katy ISD, Fort Bend, Spring Branch, Friendswood, Cypress-Fairbanks, Tomball. So from my understanding, those are the top ISDs in Houston. All right, so I'm gonna go to shopping and mall and errands. So when I used to live in Jersey, like everything was just kind of close. So like running errands was just like much easier. But since like Houston is so large, like it takes a longer time to do errands. And when it comes to, I think Jersey has better malls. Sorry, I know this is a Houston video, but I'm talking about Jersey loud. But my favorite malls out here are the Woodlands and Memorial City. So I would stay away from the Galleria. I just feel like a lot of crime goes around there, and it's just like parking is just crazy. But the Galleria is one of the popular ones out here, but like I said, I like Memorial City Mall and the Woodlands. And there's a lot of like outdoor shopping centers like Sugarland and City Center and La Centera. So I want to say there's an outlet in Cypress as well. I've never been there, but that's something you can explore as well. So like I said, yep, definitely avoid Galleria Mall. There's also like no corner stores out here like Jersey, New York, Chicago. There might be like a little sprinkle here and there, but there's really no corner stores. And that's like what I miss, because you just can't just go and just get, like, it's just like you have to like do takeout or go to a restaurant. There's like really no corner stores out here. And then the liquor stores are closed on Sundays. So, I mean, you could probably get like wine and stuff, you know, at Target and CVS and places like that. But the liquor stores are closed on Sundays. So just keep that in mind. Out here, the top grocery stores are like H-E-B. Everybody loves H-E-B. I'm like, don't really see the hype. But H-E-B is popular out here, as well as Kroger, Randall's, I want to say, and there's also Sprouts. But for me, I'm a Trader Joe's kind of gal, so that was like a determining factor of me moving out here. Is there a Trader Joe's? And there are a few Trader Joe's out here, so that's kind of like a fun fact that was one of the things that had the criteria to move out here. But I do miss like ShopRite and Wegmans, and all the other grocery stores that I was used to. But you make do with what you have. All right, so when it comes to entertainment and the arts and the culture, Houston has a lot of culture. Houstonians are, they love their city. They take pride in their city. I will say, when you think of like LA and stuff, it's just a beautiful backdrop with the mountains and the palm trees. And like, I would say like Houston's not a beautiful city, but there are pockets in the city that are beautiful, that are breathtaking. I will say that. There's definitely places that are beautiful. I wouldn't recommend the east side of Houston. It just looks very industrial and just like a little rundown, in my opinion. So when it comes to entertainment, we have the museum district. So there's like the Houston Museum of Natural Science, Museum of Fine Arts, Contemporary Arts Museum. We also have, I want to say it's called the Moody Center of the Arts. So I know with the natural science, it's free on Thursdays after a certain time. There's a lot of beautiful things out here, I will say that. There's the Houston Zoo, the Japanese Garden. There's a lot to do out here. So don't let anyone say like, oh, there's nothing to do out here or Houston's boring. There's definitely a lot to do out here. And you don't have to spend like, because I see people talk about if you're going to travel out here, you got to like have like thousands of dollars. No, there's things to do out here, and there are free things to do out here as well. So there's a lot of food out here. From my understanding, there's like 16,000 restaurants. So there's a lot to choose from and a lot of like different cultures. So when it comes to concerts and live music, a lot of the restaurants have like live music. There are jazz clubs. There's all types of live music, orchestra, like anything you could think of. We have Toyota Center that houses a lot of the major concerts. And there's also my favorite, Smart Financial Center, because it's nice and cozy. It holds 6,000 attendees. For like anything like theater and like Broadway, we have the Hobby Center. So like I said, there's a lot to do despite of what people have to say on the internet. Like I said, there's more stuff to do than just eating out. And then rodeo season's coming up. So that's usually at the end of February, early March, and that goes for 3 weeks. It is not a black rodeo. There is one night that is Black Heritage, and the big thing is like the cook-off tents. So those are like, I've never been to one, but those run up about $200 if you want to try those. But you could just always go to the rodeo and check that out. So when it comes to sports, we have the NBA, MLB, and we have the NFL. So we have the Houston Rockets, we have the Houston Astros, and we have the Texans, the Houston Texans. And then we have a lot of college sports out here. So like TSU, U of H. So if you're into college sports, basketball and stuff, got you covered. And then when it comes to beauty and lifestyle, like there's a plethora of, spas and places to get your eyebrows done and get your hair done. It's going to be a lot of trial and error, when it comes to finding the right person for your, beauty care. There's like, well, I guess with any city, like there's people that will have good experiences with a lash tech, or a bad experience where like, like glue is in your eyes or something. But I will say that like a lot of them are in like suites, private suites, or home-based. They require deposits to get your hair done, your nails done. What else? I would say like a lot, like I'm not gonna say a lot. What I have experienced is that a lot of people are unprofessional. They will cancel on you. I think it's just an epidemic because a lot of people complain about it, but they will cancel on you. The prices are crazy out here. If you want your hair braided, it's gonna cost you an arm and a leg. But I would say, like when it comes to braids, like if you want something in the high hundreds, 200s, you're gonna have to probably go out to Spring or like outside of like the loop to get a cheaper price. But yeah, just know that some people are kind of not professional, and then there's some that are great. So like I love my hairstylist. She gets me right with a good old silk press. Oh yeah, that's another thing. When it comes to the humidity, if you're natural, it's tough. And then if you're straight, like your hair's I don't know. It's just the weather. It's the weather for me. So just note that the weather can affect your hair, obviously, especially if you're natural. All right, so when it comes to making friends, is it possible to make friends out here? I would say it's much like just anywhere, like when it's like LA, like do you feel like making that distance, driving out that distance and being in traffic? You can't just, move here or just anywhere and, expect the friendship to just fall in your lap. go where your interests are, talk to someone, talk to people, and join things. So like out here, you could definitely do like wine tasting. There's books clubs, there's running clubs, there's floral classes, go on Eventbrite. There are a lot of professional and networking events out here. You could do Pilates. Fitness is big out here. There's a plethora of gyms, like a lot of classes out here. Of course, there's always church, work. So, you just have to put yourself out there, but, have discernment. And, some things will stick and some won't. Just know that it will take some time. Okay, so another thing I would say is just move here or wherever you want to move. I know that on Instagram and stuff like that, it's like we're full, like whatever city is, whether it's Atlanta or whatever. It's like, don't move out here, we're full. If you want to move, just move. Like, no one can tell you what to do. So just make sure you do it for yourself, not because of family, or you have a friend who lives out here, or you got a cousin who live out here, or don't move out here because of with the internet saying. You have to live your own experience. So like I said, if you want to move somewhere, do it for yourself. Whether that's just you want to change, it's a career move, just do it for yourself. Don't do it for somebody else. I mean, of course, obviously people move for relationships, but I would say you can do that. Obviously, do whatever you want, but make sure you got your own place. Because if something happens, you don't want to be screwed. You just have to experience it for yourself, and don't bank on people coming to visit you. And guess what? If you don't like the city, you can always move. I mean, obviously it's gonna cost you, or it's gonna be resources, but you can always move if you don't like where you are. All right, so when it comes to who to follow, I would say searching high with low. You can follow all these individuals or pages on Instagram. You can do 365 Houston bucket list, Hugh gotta try this. I like that. Houston hotspots, and I'll name the rest of the handles on my screen, because there's a lot to follow, and everyone who's a content creator here in Houston are doing a thing. Shout out to y'all. Y'all be knowing where everything is. And I feel like if you follow I don't know, at least 10 pages, you'll never you'll know what's going on in the city, because no one gatekeeps out here. So I will say let me talk about why I moved out here. I moved out here, like I said, summer 2020. My intentions were to move to the DMV area or Charlotte, but mainly DMV, just to be closer to my parents. And unfortunately, my father passed away April of 2020. So I didn't want to leave my mom behind, so I wanted to move to where that she would know someone or have family. So her brother lives out here, so I moved out here because of that. But it worked out for me. I think Houston's been good so far. It was a change that I needed, and yeah, I just feel Jersey will always have a place in my heart, and I will always be a Jersey girl. But I just felt stuck in Jersey, or stagnant, I should say. So I would say that out here, you definitely will find a lot of career paths and more opportunity out here. So that being said, it's a great food spot, city. The food is good out here, and culture. There are, since it's a major city, There's opportunities for jobs, especially if you're in the medical fields, you're in sports, oil and gas, energy, education, and it's not just limited to those specific fields. It's still affordable compared to other major cities. I believe we've been bumped to the third largest city. I think we bumped Chicago out. So there's a lot of entrepreneurs out here, especially Black ones. So, and then like I said, you gotta have a car. Weather is iffy out here, and the cost adds up and is going up. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this and this was helpful. If you are considering moving to Houston, I would say definitely just pray on it. Just pray on it. And if it's something that you want to do, I say go for it, no matter how old you are. If you got to start over or if you got to move your family, you just got to do what's best for you. So if you have any questions for me regarding Houston, please leave them in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate y'all. See you on the next one.